Okay, so we're going to do maximum subarray this time. Given an integer array nums, find the contiguous... Let's delete this out first. And then paste the method signature into CoderPad. Given an integer array nums, find the contiguous subarray containing at least one number which has the largest sum, and return its sum. Input nums equals a bunch of positives and minuses. Output is 6. Explanation. This chunk between 4 and -1 has the largest sum 6. We know there's an O of n solution. So we know you can do it without passing more than once. We need to take advantage of the fact that every time we increment, if it's greater than 0, Except we also have to remember what if the previous number is negative? So here we go. Here's our pencil this time. And well, we'll start at, we'll draw a 0. We'll start with a running sum. Val sum is equal to something out of the range of possible values. And then for nums I in 0 until num size we'll do the edge case if nums or I is greater than sum equals nums I. Return sum. Okay, so we covered the edge case if we have one negative number and that's it. So we cover this edge case. And then we know, no matter what, whatever the second number is, if it's below 0, the contiguous sum will always be lower. What if we have something like, oops, what if we have something like this? Because clearly the contiguous sum between these two peaks would be greater than neither of them, or only one of them, even though it briefly crosses into the negative. Mm. I'm thinking about grabbing the valleys. So if the accumulator is greater than 0, we will always want to take another positive number. Sum is the accumulator. If numbers I is greater than sum, and number is I is less than 0, we definitely want to throw out everything before that. And sum is less than 0. Okay, that looks good. If numbers I is greater than 0, sum plus equals numbers I. That's pretty straightforward. So we got that done. We'll have a value variable. How about a variable sum? We have a variable max sum equals return max sum, except we have to do if sum is greater than max sum, max sum equals sum. What if we just took sum as plus equals to numbers I no matter what? So we have a reset condition if numbers I is greater than sum and sum is less than 0. Sum is equal to numbers I. We don't want to do both of those. If numbers I is greater than sum starts out as minus 1,000,000, and sum is less than 0, sum equals numbers I. Else, sum is added to numbers I. And if sum is greater than max sum equals sum. So here sum is decreasing, but max sum remains the same. And here sum is increasing again, and if it ever goes above max sum, then we start remembering it as max sum. Likewise here, it goes lower. Sum is decreasing, but max sum is increasing. So this actually looks pretty good. Let's run through our test case real quick. So if numbers I is greater than sum, which it is, and sum is less than 0, which it is, sum goes from 1,000,000 to minus 2. And then max sum is now minus 2. So if the whole array is just minus 2, then we return minus 2. That is okay. 1. If numbers I is greater than sum, which it is, and sum is less than 0, which it is, sum equals numbers I, because we throw out the first one. Now our max is 4. Else, sum accumulates the number. Sum is greater than max sum. Now our max sum is now 1. When we go to number 3, sum then goes down to minus 2. Max sum is not remembered. And we check 4. If numbers I. If 4 is greater than minus 2, then sum is less than 0. Sum equals numbers I. Now our maximum sum is 4. Or else. We skip the else loop. Maximum sum is now 4. I'll loop through again. We have minus 1. This reset condition is not true, therefore sum goes to 3. And it's not greater than max sum, so it continues. Now we go to 2. Reset condition is not true, so we add 2. Now our max sum is 5. 6 after 1. Reset condition is not true. Minus 5 brings our sum down to 1, but doesn't exceed max sum anymore. And then 4. So this looks like a good solution. I think we're good. I think we'll go ahead and bring it over into LeetCode verbatim. Sum and max sum are both minus a million for I in 0 until num size. No array of bounds there. If number is I is greater than sum and sum is less than 0, sum equals nums I, else sum adds nums I if sum is greater than max sum, max sum equals sum, and then we return. Okay, that looks good. Cool. Cool. Awesome. We got a LeetCode problem right in 23 minutes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll take it. Cool. And no errors or anything. Haven't done that in a while. Feels good.